This is Catholic Challenge, Teen Edition, on the Living Bread Radio Network. Teens will test their knowledge of the Catholic faith. Join us on this journey as we navigate our way from BC to AD and everything in between. Today's defenders of the faith will take up their shield and sword to compete for prize money and a chance to move on to the next round of competition. Are you ready for the challenge? And now, here's your host, Michael Roberts.
Hello and welcome to Catholic Challenge Teen Edition here on the Living Bread Radio Network. Today we have two teams that will compete, testing their knowledge of the Catholic faith. Each team is playing for their favorite Catholic charity, and whoever wins today will earn $200 for that charity and the opportunity to advance to the next round. So today we welcome two teams that were successful in round one, and they now move on to round two. We have Emily Royer and Jack Harwood. They are playing for St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Louisville. And we have Sydney Lorenz and Elizabeth Clements. They are playing for Tuscarawas Central Catholic High School in New Philadelphia. So teams, once again, welcome back. Welcome to round two. And before we begin our game, though, as always, we like to find out how to play. So here's the rules.
In round one, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 10 points each. Questions are either true, false, or multiple choice. The contestants may confer, but the team captain must answer the question. There is no penalty for incorrect answers. If all 5 questions are answered correctly, the team will be given a chance to answer a bonus question worth 25 points.
All right, and if you were with these teams for round one, you may notice that they did a little switcheroo, and the team captains are different here in round two. So, Emily Royer, you are the team captain for St. Thomas Aquinas, and we'll start with you. So, let's play Catholic Challenge. Here's question number 1, Emily. True or false? Original sin only affected Adam and Eve. True or false?
False.
Yeah, absolutely. We are all affected by original sin, and that's why we need to be baptized as infants. Here's question number 2. What is the practice of sharing one's riches with those in need? This is frequently encouraged during Lent. Prayer, almsgiving, or fasting?
Almsgiving.
We give alms. It's one of the big 3, absolutely. Here's question number 3. The resurrection of Jesus happened on the first day of the week, which was Saturday, Sunday, or Monday?
Sunday.
Easter Sunday, that's what we celebrate, absolutely. Here's question number 4. What animals did Jesus cause to run into the sea and drown? Donkeys, pigs, or camels?
Donkeys.
No, the correct answer there was pigs. It comes from Matthew chapter 8, verse 32 about the demons and the pigs. So there you go. All right, here's question number 5 for you. Who was Moses' brother? Joseph, Jesse, or Aaron?
Aaron.
Yeah, you got that right. All right, at the end of round 1, St. Thomas Aquinas, you have 40 points. We move over now to Tuscarawas Central Catholic. Sydney Lorenz, you are the team captain, and round number 1 begins for you right now. Here we go. Question number 1, and it's true or false. The Second Vatican Council advised that we should do away with Gregorian chant at Mass. True or false?
False.
Yeah, absolutely false. And in fact, many parishes still sing Gregorian chant at Mass, and that chant is also still published in the Roman Missal. Here's question number 2. What golden animal did the Israelites make as an idol during Moses' absence? A snake, a fish, or a calf?
A calf.
Absolutely right. Here's question number 3. What was the profession of the apostles Peter and Andrew? Fishermen, carpenters, or traders?
Fishermen.
Absolutely right. Question number 4. What does the word apostle mean? Follower, one sent, or leader?
One sent.
Go out and make disciples. The apostles themselves were the ones that did it. One sent. Question number 5. What prophet tried to flee from God when he was asked to preach God's message in Nineveh? Moses, Daniel, or Jonah?
Jonah.
Of course, we know the story about Jonah in Nineveh. All right, that sound means you got all 5 of those right, TCC. We move on now to the bonus question. Here it is. How old was Abraham's wife Sarah when she was told she would have a son? 35, 60, or 90?
90.
Absolutely, 90 years old. And congratulations, TCC. That is a round 1 sweep. You now have 75 points. St. Thomas Aquinas, you have 40 points. It's still very much anyone's game. When we come back, we will reintroduce you to our contestants. Go nowhere. You're listening to Catholic Challenge here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
St. Raphael Bookstore is a proud financial sponsor of Catholic Challenge, the one-stop shop for defenders of the faith. Their resources are geared toward lifelong and new members of the faith. Online at catholicbook.net.
Prize money for Catholic Challenge is provided in part by Ziegler Tire, serving the listening area for 97 years and counting, with name brand tires and auto service that you can trust. Find out more at ZieglerTire.com.
And welcome back to Catholic Challenge Teen Edition here on the Living Bread Radio Network. I'm your host, Michael Roberts, and today we welcome back Emily Royer and Jack Harwood from St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Louisville, also Sydney Lorenz and Elizabeth Clements from Tuscarawas Central Catholic High School in New Philadelphia. And teams, once again, it's great to have you back here for round number 2, and we want to reintroduce you to our listeners. And so, Emily, we'll start with you. You kind of switched seats with your partner, and so you're the captain this time. Did you make that call, or did he make that call? Or was it mutual?
It was mutual.
Okay. Why? Did I scare Jack at the last round, or?
No, Jack just said some of the answer choices wrong.
I have a feeling it was kind of a push for you to be on there. I don't know. All right. None of that. Let's talk more about St. Thomas Aquinas, and also let's talk about you and your partner. Tell our listeners once again about yourself.
I'm Emily, and this is Jack, and we're both juniors, and we both play soccer. And I'm a member of St. Anthony All Saints, and he's a member of St. Paul's. And I plan on going to either nursing or medical school, and Jack plans on going to Ohio State.
Oh, very good. Well, obviously you were successful in the last round, and you've made it here into round 2. Let's talk more about St. Thomas Aquinas, enlighten our listeners a little bit more about the school and what is offered at St. Thomas Aquinas.
Well, we're a small school, but we're all like one big family, and we all know each other, and we're all like friends with each other. And we have a lot of different like sports opportunities. Like almost everyone has an opportunity to play sports there. And you can take like College Credit Plus and AP courses, and there's a fair amount of course selection at St. Thomas.
Well done, Emily. Thank you very much. Jack, also thank you for being with us here for round number 2. We'll go over to the other table here, and we'll talk to our friends from Tuscarawas Central Catholic High School in New Philadelphia, Sydney Lorenz. Now, they did the same thing. You guys did a flip-flop. So what's the story there? Did Elizabeth tell you that you were going to be the captain, or did you say it?
I think Elizabeth wanted a break today.
So it was a little nerve-wracking for her last round, huh? Well, nonetheless, you're in charge. So tell us a little bit about you and Elizabeth.
Well, I'm a junior at TCC, and Elizabeth will be a senior, and I run track and cross country at TCC. Elizabeth is a member of the golf and bowling team. She's also a member of the Tuscarawas County Youth Advisory Board and our Youth to Youth Club at TCC. And we're both really active in the youth group in Tuscarawas County. And I go to the Church of the Holy Trinity in Zor, and Elizabeth is a very active member of St. Joseph Parish in Dover.
All right. Wow. It sounds like you guys keep really busy. And so you are playing for your high school. Remind our listeners a little bit about TCC. That's kind of the easy abbreviation because Tuscarawas Central Catholic can sometimes be a mouthful. So remind our listeners about TCC.
Well, like Aquinas, it's a really small school. My class is the biggest with 35 students.
Wow.
But it's a very close-knit community. We're also the only Catholic high school in the Diocese of Columbus that has a priest teaching at it. So that's really cool having a priest there, have that constant presence at the school. But it's just a very good Catholic community.
Absolutely. All right. Well, once again, it's great to have you ladies with us here as well. And the score is TCC, you have 75, St. Thomas Aquinas, you have 40. So it's still very much anyone's game. Let's move on now to round number 2. Before we do that, though, let's hear the rules.
In round 2, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 15 points each. Questions are either true, false, or multiple choice. The contestants may confer, but the team captain must answer the question. There's no penalty for incorrect answers. If all 5 questions are answered correctly, the team will be given a chance to answer a bonus question worth 25 points.
All right, St. Thomas Aquinas, you will go first in round 2. Emily Royer, you are the team captain. Here we go. It starts right now. Question number 1. Where was Jesus born? In Nazareth, in Bethlehem, or in Jerusalem?
Bethlehem.
If you didn't know that, you could start singing a Christmas carol and you could figure it out. He was indeed born in Bethlehem. Here's question number 2. The miraculous wounds or scars, which correspond to the wounds of Christ, are suffered by some saintly people. These wounds are called what? Gashes, stigmata, or incisions?
Stigmata.
Yeah, and Padre Pio is one of the more recent saints that we know of to suffer from this wonderful, and it is a miraculous wound. Here's question number 3. For how many years did the Israelites wander in the wilderness? 5 years, 20 years, or 40 years?
40.
That's it. Here's question number 4. When Jesus was in the wilderness, what did the devil tell him to turn into loaves of bread? Stones, birds, or leaves?
Stones.
You got it. And here's question number 5. Whose father was prepared to sacrifice him on an altar? Cain, Jesse, or Isaac?
Isaac.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, of course, father was Abraham. All right, you got all 5 of those right. Let's move on now to the bonus question. And here it is. Which virtue protects one's eyes from media images that depict people as objects to be bought and sold rather than as beautiful creations of God? Chastity, courage, or fortitude? Need an answer.
Chastity.
Ah, you got it. It is chastity, and that is a round 2 sweep. St. Thomas Aquinas, you have 140 points. We move over now to Tuscarawas Central Catholic. You have 75. Sydney Lorenz, you are the team captain. Round 2 starts right now. Question number 1. In the sacrament of matrimony, the couple vows to be open to which of the following? Wedding presents, having children, or volunteering at the parish?
Having children?
Absolutely, although somehow I think volunteering at the parish might be snuck in there some way or another, or the priests would like it to be. Here's question number 2. The crowning with thorns is a meditation of which set of rosary mysteries? Luminous, glorious, or sorrowful?
Sorrowful?
Absolutely, it's one of the sorrowful mysteries. Here's question number 3. Who wanted to kill Jesus when he was a baby? The Pharisees, King Herod, or Pontius Pilate?
King Herod?
Yeah, of course, King Herod asked the kings to report where he was. King Herod wanted to kill Jesus when he was a baby. Here's question number 4. Which well-known psalm of David contains the line, "He maketh me to lie down in green pastures"? Psalm number 10, Psalm number 23, or Psalm number 140?
Psalm 23.
Yeah, probably the most famous. The Lord is my shepherd. All right, here's question number 5. Which saint was a Carmelite nun whose title includes the Little Flower? Saint Therese of Lisieux, Saint Lucy, or Saint Lily?
Saint Therese of Lisieux.
Yeah, absolutely. She died at age 24. She's a doctor of the church, and we celebrate her feast day on October 1st. All right, you got all 5 of those right. Let's move on to that bonus question. Here it is. Peter and John healed a beggar by a temple gate. What was the name of that gate? Jerusalem Gate, Golden Gate, or Beautiful Gate?
Golden Gate?
No, the correct answer there was Beautiful Gate. But no worries, you are at 150 points. St. Thomas Aquinas, you have 140 points. It's a great game going here. And we're just about ready to move into round number 3. But before we do, we always like to take a moment and thank our generous sponsors who have provided all the prize monies for our program. We give special thanks to Ziegler Tire, St. Raphael Bookstore, and Walsh University. We're so thankful to have these great organizations continue to partner with us to help all of you learn more about the Catholic faith. So thank you to our sponsors. All right, now on to round number 3. Let's hear those rules.
In round 3, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 20 points each. Questions are either true, false, or multiple choice. The contestants may confer, but the team captain must answer the question. There is no penalty for incorrect answers. If all 5 questions are answered correctly, the team will be given a chance to answer a bonus question worth 25 points.
All right, St. Thomas Aquinas, you will start us off. Round number 3 starts for you, Emily, right now. Question number 1, true or false? Prayer and meditation are means to forming a right conscience. True or false?
True.
Absolutely true. Here's question number 2. Jesus broke bread after his resurrection with whom? The Pharisees, widows and orphans, or his disciples?
Disciples.
And in fact, as Scripture says, they recognized him in the breaking of the bread. Here's question number 3. Who speaks for a child being baptized until they can profess their faith for themselves? Priests, grandparents, or parents?
Parents.
Absolutely right. Question number 4. When the disciples saw Jesus walking on the water, what did they think he was? A mirage, a ghost, or a prophet?
A ghost.
Yeah, they were scared. They thought he was a ghost. And here's question number 5. What was Esau doing when Jacob stole his blessing? Sleeping, gardening, or hunting?
Sleeping.
No, Esau was hunting when Jacob stole his blessing. All right. St. Thomas Aquinas, at the end of round number 3, you have 220 points. Let's move back over now to Tuscarawas Central Catholic High School. You have 150 points. Sydney Lorenz, you are the team captain. Round 3 starts right now. Question number 1, true or false? Nazareth was the city where Jesus could not perform miracles because of the people's lack of faith in him. True or false?
True.
Absolutely true. Here's question number 2. What is it called when people consider pleasure as the supreme end or goal in life? Socialism, hedonism, or autism?
Hedonism.
Yeah, you got it. Here's question number 3. From the song we sing during Advent, fill in the blank. O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive what? Israel, hostages, or prisoners?
Israel.
It's a beautiful song, Israel. Question number 4. Another name for Holy Thursday is First Thursday, Last Thursday, or Maundy Thursday?
Maundy Thursday.
Yeah, it comes from the Latin word mandatum, meaning command. And of course, that command is to do as I have done. Here's question number 5. Which son did Jacob love more than all the others? Joseph, David, or Solomon?
Joseph.
Absolutely right. You got all 5 of those right. Let's move on to the bonus question. Here it is. To which tribe did Jesus belong? David, Levi, or Judah?
Judah.
The tribe of Judah, absolutely right. That is a round 3 sweep. Tuscarawas Central Catholic, you now have 275 points. St. Thomas Aquinas, you have 220. We're going to take another quick break, but before we do, we always love to give you, our listening audience, a question. And so here you can play along at home. The question is, what is the Christian mission in the public life? We'll give you the answer after the break. Go nowhere. You're listening to Catholic Challenge here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
Since 1960, the aim of Walsh University has been to develop students' mind, body, and spirit. That belief has called them to help support Catholic Challenge. Walsh University, a proud sponsor of Catholic Challenge. Find out more at walsh.edu.
Make the Living Bread Radio Network a part of your day, anytime, anywhere, with podcasting, where you can listen to any one of our local programs on demand, any time of day, at your convenience. Just search podcast at livingbreadradio.com.
And welcome back to Catholic Challenge Teen Edition here on the Living Bread Radio Network. Well, before the break, we left you with a question. What is the Christian mission in the public life? Well, for all intents and purposes, it's pretty simple. Live the message of the gospel. That is the Christian mission. All right, we've got a great game going here today, and Tuscarawas Central Catholic High School in New Philadelphia is in the lead with 275 points. St. Thomas Aquinas from Louisville, they have 220 points. Still very much anyone's game. It is time now for our challenge round, so here are the rules.
This final round combines knowledge and speed. The first team to ring in may answer the question. If the contestants ring in before the host is finished asking the question, the host will not finish reading the question. If the answer is incorrect, no points are lost, but the other team will have the opportunity to hear the question in its entirety. Correct answers are worth 30 points each. There are 15 questions in the challenge round, and in case of a tie at the end of this round, we will have a tiebreaker question. The team with the most points at the end of this round will be awarded $200 for their organization and will move on to the next round of competition. And the losing team will be awarded $50 for their organization.
All right, contestants, hands on your buzzers. The challenge round starts right now. Question number 1. This person thrust a spear into the side of Jesus after he died. Need an answer? Nope, out of time. The correct answer there is a soldier, or Longinus. That's who thrust a spear into the side of Jesus after he died. Question number 2. The 7 sacraments have all this in common. What do they have in common? St. Thomas.
They're all sacraments?
They are all sacraments, but that's not the question that we are looking for. So, Tuscarawas Central Catholic, I'll reread the question and give you the opportunity to answer. The 7 sacraments all have this in common. What is it?
They all give grace.
That is absolutely right. They give us grace. All right, here's question number 3. Adam and Eve lived in what garden? TCC.
The Garden of Eden.
Absolutely. Question number 4. With what food did Jesus feed 5,000 people? TCC.
5 loaves of bread and a few fish.
Absolutely. Loaves of bread and fish. You got it. Here's question number 5. At Christ's crucifixion, what did the soldiers place on the head of Jesus? TCC.
A crown of thorns.
Absolutely right. And you now have 425 points. St. Thomas Aquinas, you have 220. Here's question number 6. What are the wages of sin? This comes from Romans chapter 6, verse 23. What are the wages of sin? TCC.
Death.
Absolutely right. Here's question number 7. How old was Jesus when he was lost in the temple for 3 days? TCC.
12.
Yeah, that's right. He was 12 years old. Question number 8. Which saint is most often pictured in armor standing on the head of Lucifer? St. Thomas.
St. Michael the Archangel.
Defend us in battle, St. Michael the Archangel. Question number 9. What devotion meditates on the 14 events of the Passion of Christ? TCC.
The Stations of the Cross.
And we pray them a lot during the season of Lent, the Stations of the Cross. Here's question number 10. From what disaster did the ark save Noah? St. Thomas.
The flood.
Absolutely right. St. Thomas, you have 280 points, but Tuscarawas Central Catholic, you are in the lead with 515 points. Here's question number 11. What did Jesus do to each of his disciples during the Last Supper? TCC.
He washed their feet.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he did. Question number 12. What word meaning so be it is used at the end of many St. Thomas Aquinas?
Amen.
It's used at the end of many prayers. Amen. Question number 13. What kind of leaves did Adam and Eve sew together to... St. Thomas.
Fig leaves.
They sewed them together to make clothes for themselves. Question number 14. Whose name means father of a great multitude? TCC.
Abraham.
Absolutely. And here's the final question, number 15. What prayer is also known as the doxology? TCC.
The Eucharistic prayer.
No. St. Thomas Aquinas, I'll give you the opportunity to answer the question. What prayer is also known as the doxology?
The Our Father.
No, it's the Glory Be. That is also known as the doxology. All right. That is the game, and what a game it has been. Congratulations to Tuscarawas Central Catholic, Sydney Lorenz and Elizabeth Clements. You have now moved on to the next round, and you've won $200 for Tuscarawas Central Catholic High School. Thank you also to Emily Royer and Jack Harwood. A donation of $50 will be given to St. Thomas Aquinas High School on your behalf. Special thanks also to our sponsors, Ziegler Tire, St. Raphael Bookstore, and Walsh University, whose generous support provides all of the prize money for our game. Don't forget to go to livingbreadradio.com to follow the Catholic Challenge scores and brackets. You can also listen to an audio archive of this program. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and Twitter as well. And again, the final score today, TCC 545 and St. Thomas Aquinas 340. I'm Michael Roberts, and until next time, do your part and defend the faith. We'll see you next week for another edition of Catholic Challenge here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
You've been listening to Catholic Challenge Teen Edition, a production of the Living Bread Radio Network in Canton, Ohio. If you'd like to be a part of the program, email quiz@livingbreadradio.com. For a podcast of this show, go to livingbreadradio.com and join us next time for another edition of Catholic Challenge Teen Edition.